Um, Hi, my name is Jake Lopez, and for my persuasive speech, I have decided to talk about why there should be a salary cap in European soccer. Now, growing up a soccer fan, you tend to notice that the same team wins the trophies every single year, and that can get pretty boring to watch if you are a fan of sports like I am. Um, and I think the reason for this is because there's really no way to regulate how much these teams are spending on players, and it ruins the competitiveness if one team gets the best players just because they have all the money. It just doesn't make things fair. So before I can talk about why there should be a salary cap, I need to talk about why European soccer, or how it is structured, and how salary cap would fix the problems that are being seen today. So European soccer is a bunch of different leagues, one major league for each of the major countries in Europe: Germany, France, Spain, England. And each league has 20 teams, and the teams stay in that league depending on the point system. The three teams that finish with the lowest points are relegated and kicked out, and three new teams from the league below will come up and join depending on their point total in their league. So it's like a revolving door almost. But the whole problem with this is, as you have 20 teams in a league, two of them max will ever have any sort of success in their own country. A good example of this is the German league. Bayern Munich has won the league the past decade, just straight. Every year they win. And the last time they didn't win, it was their rival, Borussia Dortmund, that beat them. But, that was almost 10 years ago. And it seems that Bayern and Borussia Dortmund are the only two teams that ever compete for that league. And it leaves the other 18 teams, just stranded behind. And it just doesn't really make for, too much excitement throughout the season if you know that these two teams are the only two that are actually competitive. Now, something that's been going on for almost 60, 70 years is the Champions League. The Champions League is almost like the playoffs, is what I would compare it to. So what it is each of the major leagues will send their four highest ranked teams that season, their highest placed teams. They will send them to that tournament, and the winner of it all is considered the champion of Europe. And in the past 8 years, 3 teams have won it, and they always seem to be the teams that are playing each other as well in the finals. The richest club in the world, Real Madrid, won it 4 times in a row until that streak was ended by Liverpool a year ago. And the things that all these teams that are finishing at the top of the Champions League or coming in second and third is they all fall into, the top 5, top 6 richest teams in the world. And I think that a salary cap would help regulate that, help change up that cycle that the same few teams are winning all the time. So as of right now, there's currently really no regulation to how much a team can spend on their players, and how much a team can spend on buying new players. So this leaves for European giants to just essentially buy everybody and leave the smaller teams with, no hope. And it's completely not fair. So if all the teams had the same amount of money and were able to spend, not the same amount of money, but were able to spend the same amount of money on their players this season, then you would start seeing new results, different results from the Champions League and all these leagues. New teams that don't ever win, that don't ever get a whiff of success, would finally be having their chances. And I think this is good for the game because it creates excitement. It creates a level of fairness that has not been seen before. And it also is good for financially, because I mean, Champions League essentially, it's all a business, and the Champions League has just cut itself to be marketed towards the same few teams and the same few fan bases that watch their teams play year in and year out. I think that having a salary cap would draw in new viewers and new fan bases that are watching their teams now compete in this prestigious tournament. The downside to a salary cap would be that some people say that it wouldn't change the game how we expect it to, that it would make things more predictable, but we have to see, we don't know, and we wouldn't get these super exciting underdog stories like Leicester City in 2015 and 16. Leicester City was a team that came out of nowhere. They had a budget of like $5 million compared to European giant budgets of $300 million, and they ended up winning England, the Premier League, which is known as the most competitive league in the world. They didn't get any success in the Champions League, but it was a very exciting story, and it made for very good television. So that's why I think there should be a salary cap. I think that it makes the sport we love just more competitive and more fair, and it's something we've never seen before. Thank you.